Good morning students. We have been discussing about the diversity. So what is diversity in Hindi? Diversity means विभिन्नता या अनेकता. So today we are going to discuss about diversity in India. So India is a country of many diversities. हमारा देश एक ऐसा देश है जहाँ कई प्रकार का विभिन्न प्रकार का डाइवर्सिटीज़ मौजूद है. जैसे कि वी स्पीक डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस, हम अनेक प्रकार की भाषा बोलते हैं. हैव वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ फूड, अनेक प्रकार का भोजन या खाना खाते हैं. सेलिब्रेट डिफरेंट फेस्टिवल्स, अनेक प्रकार का त्यौहार मनाते हैं. प्रैक्टिस डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स, बहुत प्रकार का धर्म का पालन करते हैं. बट एक्चुअली इफ़ यू थिंक अबाउट इट, वी डू मैनी थिंग्स दैट आर सिमिलर एक्सेप्ट दैट वी डू दैम इन डिफरेंट वेज. अगर सोचेंगे तो ये अनेक प्रकार से हम अनेक प्रकार का ये खाना या त्यौहार या पर्व मनाते हैं, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं ये सारा सिमिलैरिटी है या डिसिमिलैरिटी है. दैट आर सिमिलर एक्सेप्ट दैट वी डू दैम इन डिफरेंट वे. ये सब कोई कहेंगे तो ये सब एक ही जैसे है, लेकिन हम इसको अनेक प्रकार से हम इसको पालन करते हैं, अनेक तरीक़ाओं से हम इसको पालन करते हैं, अनेक तरीक़ाओं से इसको पालन किया जाता है. सो हाउ डू वी एक्सप्लेन डाइवर्सिटी? A little more than 200 years ago, or long before the train, aeroplane, bus or car became a part of our lives, people traveled from one place to another, one part of the world to another, in ships, on horses or camels or on foot. 200 साल या कुछ उससे अधिक पहले the people moved to one place to another, one corner of the world to another corner of the world, by camel, on foot, or by horses, or in ships. Before the coming of ship, the aeroplane, bus, car and train. So people moved from one corner of the world to another corner of the world by sheep or on horses, on camels or on foot. So often they went in search of new land or new place to settle in, to live, or to to settle down in that place, or for people to trade with. And because it took so long to travel, once they got to a place, people stayed there, often for a long time. Many others left their homes because there were famines and drought, and they could no longer eat enough food. Some went in search of work, while others left because there was war. So why did people move from one place to another? Some people moved because of entertainment, because of enjoyment. Some people went to search for better job, search for better work, and some people moved for trade purpose, business purpose, and some people moved to another country, another place, because there was drought in their place, famine in the place. And some people moved from one place to another because that place was always used to be engaged in war, engaged in conflict, engaged in battle. So there are many reasons for various purposes people moved from one place to another, and they lived there. They lived in the new place for few years or few decades, or they settled down there permanently. Sometimes, as they began to make their homes in new places, people began to change a little. At another times, they managed to do things in the old ways. So their language, their food, music, religions became a mix of the old and the new. So when the people moved, shifted to a new place, some of them they tried to bring some changes in their life. They tried to bring some changes in their culture, in their tradition, in the way of life, in the way of speaking, in the way of talking, in the way of eating habit. And even some people they moved on with their old culture, old tradition, old system of living, style of eating, or style of eating habit. But some people try to bring some changes in their lifestyle, in their eating habit, in their dressing style, in their culture, in their tradition. So in that way there was a mixture of their life, mixture of old and new in their daily living. And in this way, out of this intermixing of cultures came something new and different. And in that way, when old and new culture, tradition, speaking style, eating habit, way of carrying forward their religion, their dressing style, eating style, living style, in that way a new form of culture came out, new form of tradition came out, new form of dressing style, eating habit, everything came out. The history of many places shows us how different cultural influences have helped to shape life and culture there. So when we study history, or the history book shows that how culture and tradition has come up to this day, and how culture and tradition, everything that has changed, that has come up till now. Thus regions became very diverse because of their unique histories, because of new culture, new tradition, new history. The region has come up newly, there has been a change in the history. And similarly, diversity also comes about when people accept their lives to the geographical area in which they live. See, the diversity comes about. The diversity changes when people shift, people move from the old house, old place to the new house or new place. And that is why geographical area, geographical background, or geographical area that they live, that they lived, or they live, brings a lot of changes, brings a lot of happenings or changes in the lives of the people, in the lives of the society. For example, living near the sea is quite different from living in a mountainous area. So when people move or shift from the mountainous area, from the forest area, from the jungle, and they move to a plain area or city or town area, their life changes, their livelihood changes, and everything changes when they move from the mountain areas, from the forest area to the city or town or near the seashore. Their life, their everything changes. So not only do people have different clothing and eating habits, but even the kinds of work they do are different. So the book says not only the clothing, the eating habit changes when they move to another place, but but the work they do are also different. In cities, it is often easy to forget how closely people's lives are tied, to forget to their physical surroundings. When the people move to cities or towns, their physical surrounding changes. This is because in the city, people seldom grow their own vegetables and grain, because people in the city and town very rarely, seldom, they grow their own vegetables, or they do farming or cultivation or grain. Instead, they depend on the market to buy all the food and other goods that they need. So when people live in the mountain areas, forest area, they themselves cultivate, grow, farm grains, vegetables, and etc. But when the people move to cities and towns, they depend upon another people, and they try to buy the things, the commodities, grains, vegetables, and they eat, they use. So let us try to understand what we mean when we say that historical and geographical factors influence the diversity of a region. We can do this by reading about the life of two different parts of the country, Kerala and Ladakh. So when people move to cities, move to towns, how do their geographical factors and their historical factors make changes or bring changes in the lives of the people, in the lives of the person. So this we will try to understand with the two countries, two different parts of the country, Kerala and Ladakh. So that we will see tomorrow in the live classes.